Attitude is everything. Change your attitude, change your life. Jeff Keller. Lesson 11. Get out there and fail. Failure is only the opportunity to more intelligently begin again. Henry Ford. She could not pay her credit card bills for 26 years. She moved 25 times looking for work. She was fired 18 times. She worked for 26 years before she earned an annual salary of $22,000. She occasionally lived on food stamp and slept in her car. You are probably thinking, if this is a book about success, uh, why are you droning on and on about a woman who had so many failures? I will tell you why. The failure described above is well known TV talk show host Sally Jesse Raphael. You see, despite all of her setbacks, she refused to give up her childhood dream of a career in broadcasting. She was willing to keep failing and keep failing until she succeeded. Sally Jesse Raphael has earned millions of dollars and enjoyed a long and successful TV career, all because she kept a great attitude despite years of failures in the beginning. How is it that someone like Sally Jesse Raphael can endure 26 years of failures and keep going? If you look back to your own childhood, I think you will see that you too demonstrated tremendous resilience in the face of repeated failure. Remember, when you learned how to ride a bicycle, you probably began with training wheels. Eventually, when these crutches were removed, keeping your balance became more difficult. You struggled to stay upright, maybe even falling a few times and scraping yourself. You were learning an important early lesson about failure. As you practiced, it's likely that one of your parents walked beside you, shouting instructions, encouraging you and catching you as you lost balance. You were scared but excited. You looked forward to the time when you would succeed, when you would at last ride free on your own. So you kept at it every day and eventually mastered the skill of riding a bike. What's contributed to your ultimate success in learning how to ride your bike were persistence and sheer repetition. Certainly, you you were going to stick with it no matter how long it took. It also helped that you were enthusiastic about what you set out to achieve, that you could hardly wait to reach your goal. And finally, let's not underestimate the impact of positive encouragement. You always knew your parents were in your corner, supporting you, rooting for your success. As a 6 year old learning to ride your bike, you were optimistic, thrilled, and eager to meet the challenge. You could not wait to try again. You knew you had mastered it eventually, but that was a long time ago. Yesterday and today. Now let's examine how most adults approach the development of new skills. Would you say there are optimistic, thrilled, and eager to meet the challenge? We both know the answer to that question is no. Let's assume we ask a group of adults to learn a new software program or to switch to another position in the company. How would most respond? They had tried to avoid it. They had complained, they had made excuses why they should not have to go do it. They had doubted their abilities. They had been afraid. First, they had tried to avoid it. They had complained. They had made excuses why they should not have to do it. They had doubts their abilities. They had been afraid. What happened to that 6 year old brimming with vitality and a sense of adventure? How did that child turn into an adult moaning and groaning about learning something new? As adults, most of us become a lot more concerned about the opinions of others, often hesitating because people may laugh at us or criticize us. At the age of 6, we knew we had to fall off the bike and get back on to learn a new skill. Falling off the bike was not a bad thing, but as we got older, we started to perceive failing off as a bad thing rather than an essential part of the process of achieving our goal. Success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Winston Churchill. As I pointed out in lesson 10, it can be uncomfortable to try something new, perhaps even scary. But if you take your eyes off the goal and instead focus your attention on how others may be viewing you, you are doing yourself a grave disservice. To develop a new skill or reach a meaningful target, you must be committed to doing what it takes to get there. Even if it means putting up with negative feedback or falling on your face now and then. Successful people have learned to fail their way to success. While they may not particularly enjoy their failure, they recognize them as a necessary part of the road to victory. After all, becoming proficient at any skill requires time, effort, and discipline, and the willingness to persevere, persevere through whatever difficulties may arise. These failures makes millions of dollars. Take the example of a professional basketball player. As it is today, the player who gets just 3 hits in 10 attempts is at the top of his profession, making several $1,000,000 a year. That's a 70% failure rate, and the fans will no doubt taunt him when he strikes out. And speaking of basketball, there is nothing more exciting than watching a player hit a home run. During his illustrious career, Hank Aaron hit 755 home runs. During his illustrious career, Hank Aaron hit 755 home runs. What you may not know is that he struck out 1,383 times in his career. That's right. Hank had almost twice as many strikeouts as home runs. Yet people remember Hank Aaron for the balls he hit over the wall and not for the pitches he missed. When I ask you to name the best basketball player of all time, who comes to mind? I am guessing that many of you immediately throw up Michael Jordan. He gets my vote. Let me share with you this statistic. Michael Jordan has a career shooting percentage of 50%. In other words, half of the shots he took in his career were failures. The greatest mistake a person can make is to be afraid of making one. The greatest mistake a person can make is to be afraid of making one. Albert Hubbard. Of course, the principle isn't limited to sports. We also know that business stars and media personalities are no strangers to failure. Many actors invest 10 or 15 years enduring hundreds of rejections before landing a part that launches their careers. And then, even after achieving some degree of success, they still experience occasional box office flops. On the night the graduates from college, Jerry Seinfeld did his first comedy gig. It was at a comedy club in New York City. He bombed. When asked to describe that evening, Seinfeld said, "It was pretty horrible. It was a terrible sinking feeling, but he did not quit. He kept performing his stand-up routine at night. He had 5 very tough years, and then he was invited to appear on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson in 1981. He was a big hit, and on this way to an incredible success career, In a nutshell, all these individuals realize that success to a large extent is a matter of persistence. This is if you keep trying, keep developing yourself and keep making adjustment along the way, you are going to succeed. You simply need to get enough at bats, go on enough auditions, visit enough potential clients. क्या है मम्मी ये? Undaunted by failure. I wanted to tell you about two guys who wrote a book counting a collection of inspirational books. They figured it would take about 3 months to make a deal with the publisher. The first publisher they approached said no. The second publisher said no. The third publisher said no. The next 30 publishers said no. Having racked up 33 rejection over a period of 3 years, what do you think they did? They submitted their book to another publisher. The 34th publisher said yes, and that one yes after 33 failures is what launched the spectacular success of Chicken Soup for the Soup, written and compiled by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. If you have been in a bookstore in the last 15 years, I will bet you have been seen that book. There is a good chance that you have read one of the book in the Chicken Soup series. The Chicken Soup for the Soul series has sold over 100 million copies, all because Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen had the determination to fail over and over, and to keep growing until they succeeded. What sustained Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen through 33 failures? Their attitudes. If these guys had negative attitude, they would have given up after the first and second rejection, missing out on the pot of gold. But their attitudes remained positive and upbeat failure after failure. What's a good attitude worth? In their case, about tens of millions of dollars and still counting. No overnight success. Another example of someone who endured years of failures is movie star Harrison Ford. In the mid 1960s, Ford sought acting jobs. He had little early succeed and was told by film executives that he lacked star quality. When Ford had trouble supporting his family, he gave up acting and worked as a carpenter. He was introduced to George Lucas, who gave him a part in the 1973 movie American Graffiti. A few years later, Lucas cast him as Han Solo in Star Wars, and Ford was on his way to superstardom. So when you get right down to it, there is no such thing as failure. There are only results, some more successful than others. Failure does not mean you have reached the end of the line and that success is not possible. The only time success is impossible is when you quit. Quitting is final, but continued attempts with commitment and diligence can be turned into success. Never give up. In the early 1990s, the owner of a Midwestern company called our office to inquire about my speaking programs as well as our products and publications. I spoke with him on the phone and promptly sent out some information. When we called to follow up, he had said that he was thinking about it and had not made a decision yet. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. William Feather. At the beginning, we called every week, no sale. Then we called once a month, no sale. For a period of a few years, we kept calling this gentleman. We kept sending him quarterly newsletters and flyers, and all we had to show for it was one failure after another. But in the spring of 1998, a representative of his company called our office, and I was hired to present a motivational program at one of their sales meetings. When I met the owner in person, he told me, I was impressed with your persistence. Someone from your office kept calling me for years and did not give up. Sure, we put up with years of failures, but it was all worth it when we made that scale. When we made that sale. Key question: if you are not getting the result you want to have been discovered by failures, ask yourself these questions. First, do I have an unrealistic timetable? Maybe you expect to skip steps and succeed on a grand scale immediately. Success is usually achieved by climbing one step at a time, and you don't always know how long it will take to advance to the next level. So be patient with yourself and resist the temptation to compare your progress with that of anyone else. You will advance faster than some, so slower than others. Maintain a great attitude, take action, make adjustments, and the result will come. First, ask yourself these questions. If you are not getting the results you want to have, or have been discouraged by failures, ask yourself this question. First, do I have an unrealistic timetable? Maybe you expect to skip steps and succeed on a grand scale immediately. Success is usually achieved by climbing one step at a time, and you don't always know how long it will take to advance to the next level. So be patient with yourself and resist the temptations to compare your progress with that of anyone else. You will advance faster than some, slower than others. Maintain a great attitude, take action, make adjustments, and the results will come. Second, am I truly committed? Do you have a burning desire to achieve your goals? It's essential that you be willing to do whatever it takes, and that you banish any thought of giving up before you accomplish your objective. Of course, it's much easier to be committed when you love what you are doing. Therefore, you go after those goals you are passionate about and harbor no thoughts of quitting. Third, do I have too many discouraging influences? A successful result can be frustrating. That's why we need to surround ourselves with people who support and believe in us. If you hang out around with negative people who are highly critical or who are doing very little in their own lives, your energy and enthusiasm will be drained. Therefore, develop a network of individuals to encourage and coach you towards success. Fourth, am I preparing to succeed? Success is in any endeavor requires thorough preparation. Are you taking steps to learn everything you can about accomplishing your goals? This means reading books, taking courses, and networking with highly successful people in your field. It might mean finding a mentor or getting a coach to work with you. Successful individuals are always sharpening their skills. Those getting unsuccessful outcomes often to do the same things over and over without making necessary adjustments. So be coachable, accept the fact that you don't already know it all and find resources to keep you on track and moving forward. Fifth, am I truly willing to fail? Face it, failure is inevitable, You will encounter defeat prior to succeeding. In our hearts, we know our most valuable lesson comes from our failures. Failure is essential for growth. Look failures squarely in the face and see it is a natural part of the success process. Then failure will lose its power over you. The truth is, when you are not afraid of to fail, you are well on the success to success. You are well on the way to success. Welcome failures as an unavoidable yet vital component in the quest to achieve your goals. Would you like me to give you a formula for success? It's quite simple. Double your rate of failures. Thomas A. Watson's turning failures into success. Your failures are learning experience that point out the adjustments you must make. Never try to hide from failures, for that approach guarantees that you will take virtually no risk and achieve very little. As Beverly Sills once remarked, you may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try. No, you won't close every sale and you won't make money on every investment. Life is a series of wins and losses. Even for the most successful and winners in life know that you crawl before you walk and you walk before you run, and with each new goal comes a new set of failures. It's up to you whether you treat these disappointments as temporary setbacks and challenges to overcome, or as insurmountable obstacles, or as insurmountable obstacles. If you make it your business to learn from every defeat and stay focused on the end result you wish to attain, failure will eventually lead you to success.